Like and subscribe down, or you're gonna have bad luck this week.
Trees are truly ancient beings. They have a very long evolutionary history, but some of the oldest trees in the world have overseen the rise and fall of some of the greatest empires in human history, and they're still going strong. Today, we are looking at 15 of the oldest living trees in the world. Number 1 is around 80,000 years old, so stay tuned to know more about this massive giant. Number 15. BLK 227. Along the Black River in North Carolina, bold cypress trees have been quietly growing for millennia. Quite literally so. Scientists recently found trees over 2,000 years old, including one named BLK 227 that's at least 2,624 years old. Another nearby tree was found to be 2,088 years old and was named BLK 232. And geoscientists believe that more bold cypresses in their Three Sister Swamp could be the same age or even older. It has been known for decades that some of the trees in the region are ancient. In the 1980s, Stahl and colleagues discovered trees up to 1,700 years old. This led to a private purchase of 16,000 acres by the North Carolina Nature Conservation to help protect these stately plants. Number 14. Jay Shuri Mumba Bodhi. Said to be the tree under which Lord Buddha attained enlightenment, Jay Shuri Mumbi Bunda is the oldest living human-planted tree in the world, with a known planting date of exactly 288 BC. As of 2021, its age is exactly 2,308 years. The sacred fig or Ficus regionalis plant is protected from monkeys and bats by other surrounding fig trees. In 2014, the Sri Lankan government banned all construction within a 500 meter of the tree. Number 13. The Grand Albino, also known as the Great Grandfather. The tree is located in the Alcrisi Coastral National Park in Chile and is the oldest living tree in South America. The tree stands more than 60 meters tall, with a diameter of 4 feet, and with a perimeter of 11 feet. Grand Albino's age was determined in 1993, after researchers used a growth ring to verify its antiquity. They estimated that the tree was around 3,622 years old at the time. Its age means that the Grand Albino sprouted around 1,500 BCE. There is a possibility that the Grand Albino wasn't even the oldest tree in the grove, as many of the larger ones were logged in the past. Number 12. General Sherman. It's not surprising to find a redwood among the oldest living trees. Both coastal redwoods and giant sequoias break all the records. The former as the world's tallest living trees, the latter is the tree with the most mass. When it comes to the oldest trees around the world, a giant sequoia, called General Sherman, is right up there between 2,300 and 2,700 years old. You can visit the General in the giant forest of Sequoia National Park near Vallecy, California. But be prepared for next strain. This tree is 275 feet tall, with a mass of at least 1,487 cubic meters. That makes it the largest non-coral tree, not growing in clumps, in the world by volume. Number 11. The olive trees of Veros. The ancient olive trees located on the Greek island of Crete is one of the 7 olive trees in the Mediterranean believed to be at least 2,000 to 3,000 years old. Although its exact age cannot be verified, the olive tree of Veros might be one of the oldest among them. Estimated at over 3,000 years old, it still produces olives, and they are very highly prized. Olive trees are hardy and drought disease and fire resistant. Part of the reason for their longevity is the widespread use in the region. Number 10. Patrícia della Floresta. The Patrícia della Floresta in Brazil is estimated to be over 3,000 years old, making it the oldest non-conifer in Brazil. It is about 49 meters high. It takes 10 people holding hands to embrace its massive trunk, which has a circumference of 16 meters. Patrícia della Floresta is believed to be sacred. The species also grows in Colombia and Venezuela, but is threatened due to the forest clearing and habitat loss. Number 9. The Tree of 100 Horses. This enormous chestnut near Mount Everest volcano in Sicily is thought to be between 2,000 and 4,000 years old. Its immaculate name comes from an old legend where 100 drenched knights and their stropping steeds sought refuge from a thunderstorm beneath the tree's protective branches. It's almost believable. This truly massive tree holds the record for girth, clocking it at 57 meters in circumference, nearly the length of a hockey rink. Number 8. Sava alakum. The Sava alakum, or Alcaba cypress, is believed to be one of the oldest trees, as its age is estimated between 4,000 to 5,000 years old. It's hard to place an exact age on the tree. It's been circumvented for many years. Legend says that the Sava alakum was planted by Zotar, an Iranian prophet, also known as Javet, the third son of the biblical figure Noah. Savi al-Akbar is a national natural monument and is protected by the Cultural Heritage Organization of Iran. The tree's large size and legendary history and age have made it one of the most popular attractions in the city of Akbar. Number 7. Methuselah. Until 2013, Methuselah, which is an ancient bristlecone pine, was the oldest known tree on Earth. The tree is named after the oldest biblical figure, Methuselah, who lived to be 969 years old. While Methuselah still stands as of 2016 at the ripe old age of 4,848 in the White Mountains of California, in the Inyo National Forest, another bristlecone pine in the area was discovered to be over 5,000 years old. Methuselah and its unnamed senior pine's exact location are a close-kept secret in order to protect them. Based on the tree's age, it's estimated that Methuselah germinated around 2832 BCE, making it older than the famous Egyptian pyramids. How fascinating is that? In 2003, a tree farmer named Jared Nisha received permission to take the cuttings from Methuselah and was successful in cloning the old tree. Number 6. The Senator. Let's take a break to give a tribute to the Senator. Roughly 3,500 years ago, a tiny cypress tree, no bigger than a fist, sprouted in the swamplands of central Florida. 3,500 years later, in 2012, that very same cypress tree burned to the ground, known as the Senator. This majestic 35 meters tall foot tree was one of the oldest organisms in the world. Over the course of its long life, it survived hurricanes, disease, log sprees, serving as a landmark for Somalian Indians, a tourist attraction for curious Victorians, and a spiritual epicenter for pilgrims hoping to bask in the shade of history. Investigators later charged a 26-year-old woman with setting the fire. Number 5. The Longray Yew. The Longray Yew is an ancient yew tree in the church of St. Denis Church in northern Wales. Its exact age is contested, but it holds an authorized certificate which states that, according to all data that we have in hand, the tree is somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000 years old. It has a truly enormous girth, with the tree's diameter at its base being 10.75 meters. Because of its current extent, the core, or the oldest part of the tree, is impossible to identify. Legend holds that the tree is associated with a figure from ancient Welsh mythology. It's linked in legend with a special spirit called the Alderstor, or the Recorded Angel, who visits every Halloween to foretell which of the Pastorians will die the following year. How fascinating. Number 4. Zhomin-shing. Zhomin-shing, located in Yakushima, Japan, is the oldest and largest Cropotemeria tree on the island. It's one of the reasons why the island was named a World Heritage Site. The tree dates back at least 2,000 years old. By some experts believe it could be older than 6,000 years old. Under that theory, it's possible that Zhomin-shing is on the list of the top 5 oldest trees in the world, even older than Methuselah and its brethren. Regardless of the number, it's a tree that deserves mention here. Number 3. The German Oak. This is yet another one of the world's oldest and most magnificent trees. It is a colonial colony of Palmer oak tree and can be found in the Jongmin Mountains in the Crestmore Heights, Riverside County, California. A scientific study of the coral colony estimates that at least 13,000 years old, but it's probably older. It was first discovered by botanist Mitch Proverance in the 1990s. Such colonies only grow after wildfires when burnt branches sprout new shoots. In its age, if true, means it started growing during an ice age, but has managed to weather various climate swings over the centuries. Another unique thing about the Joming oak is that it's the only Palmer oak in the area, because the species typically prefer to live in wetter and more mountainous areas. Number 2. Old Tringinkgo. Up next, we have the world's oldest known living individual tree that sprouted sometime during the last ice age, roughly 9,550 years ago. This 16-foot tree in the Dalarö province of Sweden may look like a Charlie Brown Christmas tree, but don't be fooled. This little guy's root system got started back when the British Isles were still connected to Europe by an ice bridge. Old Tringinkgo is also a clone, but isn't a colony like Jumbo oak. Instead, Old Tringinkgo regenerates new trunks, branches and roots in the same spot. The root system of Old Tringinkgo is roughly about 10,000 years old, while its trunk usually only survives for about 600 years before a new clone tree resprouts in its place. The person who discovered the tree named it after his dead dog. Isn't that just adorable? Number 1. Pando. Also known as the Trembling Giant, Pando is a huge colonial colony of male quaking aspen that have been determined to be one single organism. It's located in Utah. Each genetically identical individual tree is connected by a single root system, spreading across more than 100 acres. Estimated to be over 80,000 years old, Pando is the oldest known colonial tree colony in the world and is estimated to be 600,000 kilometers. It's also the heaviest known living organism in the world. Pando has survived out for so long because it is able to continually clone itself. However, researchers have recently said that Pando may be dying. Studies of Pando show that the tree has been declining for decades in size and has slowed down with producing replacement trees. Human development in the area as well as the overgrazing of young trees by local animals have contributed to Pando's possible death. What's the oldest tree you have seen in real life? Let us know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.